Justin Timberlake getting set to play.
And he has got the driver out, having just watched his fellow competitor Jerry Rice nearly drive it on the green. Rice blasted one. Wind is right behind the players today.
And the yardage at 315 yards. You have to remember these guys were playing at altitude at about 6,200 feet of elevation. So, the players figure the ball goes about 10% farther than normal. So that 315-yard hole, Mark, really playing more like about 275, 280.
He is a meticulous golfer, Gary. His go-to shot's a little fade, but he's actually, I believe, going to try and hit a draw here, which is probably the only way he could get the ball up there.
Nice rhythm.
Yeah, that'll probably be all right.
Yeah, and if you're going to miss at 11, that's where you have to go because there's a hazard, water hazard all down the left-hand side.
Well, we have a moment. Let's send it down to Charlie Rymer. Malfunction, but Justin Timberlake, we saw him hit a shot over at the 11th. It's his first year playing in this event, and it has really sort of changed the tenor of the American Century Championship.
Well, it has, Bob. A lot of times when a golf course sits near a lake, you call it the lake effect. Well, we've got the Timberlake effect this year, no question about it. I mean, we saw the largest crowds I can ever remember here yesterday. The excitement level was up. The spectators came. They got just what they were looking for, entertainment from one of the world's true superstars.
But you also have guys that play serious golf, and there is something to... As we go out to the 11th, Mark Rolfing, Justin Timberlake, pretty good look here.
Well, that's got to slow down. Had to play a low punch shot underneath the tree and just overdid it a little bit.
And he needs to remember that. Sometimes confidence is a problem.
Justin Timberlake's third at the drivable par 4 11.
Well, this is well played. There's a ridge that cuts through the green, and Justin has used it very nicely. Work the ball down into the low area where the hole's cut.
So he was thinking birdie's got a chance to save par and pick up a point at the 11th. He's got 3 points today. Justin Timberlake at the 11th. Trying to save his par, pick up a point.
He is a meticulous golfer, Gary. He is extremely precise with his pre-shot routine.
Yeah, he takes it seriously. No question about it. Talking to him a little bit on the range, Bob, he was saying he's been on tour so much over the course of the last couple of years, he really hasn't had a chance to work on his game as much as he would like, but he's got a little more time. He's planning on improving.
He's also got a 3-month-old at home, Gary, which I think that would have an impact.
Might affect how much you play. Could relate to that.
I was going to say, you know a lot about that, don't you?
There are certain guys that are in the music and entertainment business, I think, that can go on tour and still play pretty good golf. But if you think about the kind of show that Justin Timberlake puts on, which is sort of going all out for 2 straight hours, it's got to be hard to play golf doing that night after night.
Yeah, he's not just sitting around at an instrument and singing. Timberlake not able to save the par. Bogey means doesn't lose any ground. As we go out to the 12th tee, Justin Timberlake's group has arrived there. Mark Rolfing with this group.
166-yard shot at 12 today. Hole location over on this right-hand side, so that's a very shallow part of the green. Tough to get the right distance here. This one is pulled toward the front left corner.
Mark, I know that there's a lot of fans following this group, obviously with Justin Timberlake being here for the first time, Jerry Rice. But is it one of those deals where there's been no momentum yet with this group as far as good play?
Oh, yeah. It's just a very entertaining group to watch. Timberlake has been great with the fans.
American Century Championship. Justin Timberlake's birdie putt at the 12th. There's been one birdie made at 12 so far today. That from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think the most difficult hole location on the entire green, just over that bunker. And if you play safe to the left, as Timberlake did, it leaves a tough 2-putt.
15th hole, and Mark Rolfing with this Justin Timberlake group.
Yeah, a little dogleg right here, Bob, and this hole location is up in the back left corner, so another tough hole location. This is like Sunday pin placements, Gary.
I would agree, Mark, and This is one of those interesting shots here at Edgewood where now you got to factor in the elevation change. You're playing uphill here. So, you know, how much does that add to the yardage? You got to subtract because you're at 6,200 feet, and now all of a sudden you got a lot of numbers kind of running around in your mind. Another reason why experience here is so important. It kind of becomes a little more instinctual.
And Mark and Gary, the trees kind of frame that green there.
Absolutely. What little breeze there is, you know, that'll have an effect there. The trees surrounding the green.
Well, there's very little chance to get it short of the hole here, Gary. So, and back behind the hole is not really that good. It's a lightning fast putt. So, if you're a 5 or 6 handicapper like Justin, you ought to just go 20 feet right of the flag.
Right there. Sit. Right there. Sit down.
It's got to come down.
The wind just stopped.
Yeah, see, there you go. There's where you have all those factors, and where experience really comes into play. Short there is so much better than long.
Just died, right?
He's going on over at 17. Third shot for Justin Timberlake.
Now, this is not an easy one here, Bob. You're going to land it on the downslope and let it release down to the hole. I tell you what, that was impressive. Very good touch.
So we've seen some nifty touch over the last.
No. Scratch.
Well, you got to be proud of that, Jimmy.
Wouldn't you be? To 14.
Third shot of Justin Timberlake.
Got it in a pretty good spot, actually, to chip from here. Got a good pair of hands.
Well, we've seen that 2 holes in a row now, Mark. Not only good touch, but good technique.
Still have to cut that.
You hear what he said? I still have to putt that.
Did you say we still have to cut that?
All right, over to par 3, 12th shot. While we were away, Justin Timberlake for his par at 14. That's awesome.
Very true.
People there. To 15.
And we'll see if Justin Timberlake can tap in for the par, which he does. Started with a double bogey on the first hole, then a bogey, but then 5 pars. No birdies on the day, but seems to have righted the ship. Back to 17. And the look from behind Justin Timberlake on the par 5. 210 yards to that tree mark.
Jimmy, Justin and I were talking about this shot yesterday. Today he's going to try and hit it left and hit a fade. Just about like that.
Boy, that is perfect. That is a really good-looking golf swing combined with that short game that Gary mentioned over the last few holes. It's pretty impressive for a guy who doesn't get to play much golf.
To 16.
All right, Justin Timberlake now, second shot. I believe Mark Rolfing is there.
I am Jimmy, and Justin, using a little strategy as he normally does, decided to lay up, had 275 to the hole, put it on the right-hand side to give himself a good angle.
And you saw there is that bunker that's 65 yards short of the green. We go back over
to 16.
Third shot for Justin Timberlake. Mark Rolfing's there.
Laid it up to a nice spot.
In the hole.
Hole location over middle left side. And once again, misses the green.
Yeah, of course.
All right, JT. Let's go, JT. Justin Timberlake's playing here for the first time. There's 19 new. They played in the 2014 FedEx St. Jude Classic on the PGA Tour as well. So Isaac Sanchez working with Jerry Rice, and Jerry and I have had an opportunity to work together over the years, and in between every commercial break, that's all he talks about is golf and how he can kind of get things better. And just like what made him a great football player, he's got that work ethic when it comes to golf.
All right, Mark, now fourth shot for Timberlake. What do you think is left in this?
Well, he's got the putter, Jimmy, and this one is actually going to be a little slower. It looks like it's downhill, but you have to remember 2 things. One is it's away from the lake, and the other is the mountain is behind the hole. So he's got to go through 3 feet or so of the apron, which is a little sticky. And I would think the danger here would be to leave this one short.
And you talk about all the accolades for Jerry Rice. Well, how about Timberlake? 9 Grammys, 4 Emmys, 7 American Music Awards, 11 MTV Video Music Awards, including a Lifetime Achievement Video Vanguard Award. He's got some hardware on the shelf, too.
Yeah. Yep.
He's only 34, too.
Can make you feel bad about your own accomplishments, right?
Well, once again, Jimmy showing very good touch. Very impressed with his ability to get the ball to go the right distance around and on the greens.
Justin Timberlake. Oh, he has gotten into the spirit of the 17th here at the American Century Championship. Offering up a toast. Nice little toast at 17. Well, they're going to have a team toast. I like this. Hey, they're toasting for a hole-in-one. Why not? It's $1 million. $500,000 to the Stowers Institute, and $500,000 to the player. How cool is this scene at 17?
Yeah, it's, again, we talked about it at the top of the show, the Timberlake effect here at the American Century Championship. This is one of the biggest crowds I can ever remember at 17.
Let's take a look at fans lining the par 3 17th, and then look at all the tents on the beach, all the fans and all the boats that have pulled up. Justin Timberlake ready to go.
Got the wind right at his back now, and he was talking earlier about how he hit it right through the wind a couple holes in a row, so needs to be careful here. And this is a little bit of a pull. Not too bad.
I've seen quite a few of those long left, because the other option is at the beach.
Yeah, you want to stay off the beach here, no doubt.
All right, so Timberlake not that close. Tomorrow we're going to show you highlights from the Corbell closest to the pin contest. You'll see Justin Timberlake take on the par 3 17th. You don't want to miss seeing some. He's out of the bunker. All right, here we go.
That was Jerry's version of the Carlton.
You know, leave the dancing to those guys and the quick slant to Jerry Rice.
He was at Dancing with the Stars, guys, right, Bob?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, back in 2006, he was part of that show.
Who was it?
But they're the professional dancers.
True.
Look at that scene.
Justin spinning it pretty good, too.
Now, what are the chances that the ball goes back to the person that threw it to him?
Slim and none. Slim just left.
I got to think that there's got to be a lot of people trying to get that baseball. Let's see.
All right, pretty respectful.
Yeah, they were, very much so.
We've seen him throw a nice spiral. Can he hit the 3? And needs another one. That's right. Anybody who shoots hoops knows if you miss one, you got to take another shot. It's a 3 for a buck. I don't know if he called glass, but it's a 3.
Who cares?
Wow. So glad to have Justin Timberlake in his first appearance at the American Century Championship and a party at 17.
Him in one day.
Outstanding work for Eric Gagne. Now Justin Timberlake at 17.
Boy, another really good looking pitch shot here by Timberlake.
Mark, you have got to be impressed with the short game display he has put on this back nine.
Really good, soft hands, no yip in it at all.
Yeah, I mean, proper technique, too. I mean, it's not like these shots are they're lucky getting up there. I mean, they're played well.
You know, all these par saves, they're worth the point. And Jerry Rice for his par was short with his tee shot, the front green side bunker. Jerry grinding away over at 17.
It's interesting watching Jerry, Gary Koch. He told me back on the 16th tee that he's had more fun playing with these two really than he's just about had any other pairing. He loves these guys.
There we go again, looking at the hole as he putts.
I think he's kind of alternating depending on how he feels, which is usually bad.
Bogey for Rice. Seems to be having a lot of fun, though.
I think so, yeah. I mean, how can you not have fun here, Bob?
But to Mark's point, a lot of times we've seen him get really into it in that grind to try to win, and it seems like he's kind of just embracing whatever the result is.
I think one of these court pictures of this supposed iced tea might have something to do with that.
Yeah,
is that a daddy soda?
Yeah. Back home, Mark, we call that tempo in a can.
All right, this will be another good par here for Timberlake. I don't think there's any break. Just hit it firm.
For Justin Timberlake at 17. He'll head to the par 5 18th. Now Alfonso Ribeiro for his par at 17. Nicely done. And obliging the fans around the green at 17.
The great ones love a stage, don't they?
And they get to do it again tomorrow.
I wonder if he's going to do an encore.
Oh, yeah, remember, 18's a par 5, Jimmy. That's right. They have a lot of options to dance up the par 5. Speaking of 18, not to mention the fun at 17 with Jerry Rice, Justin Timberlake, Alfonso Ribeiro. That's what the American Century Championship is all about.
You and I gotta go like this.
Back at the American Century Championship, a look at the tee at 18. Justin Timberlake, first to play. Alfonso Ribeiro and Jerry Rice, 23 points for Justin.
And this one is up the right-hand side, actually holding this line fairly well, maybe all right.
Perfect. Makes it a 3-shot hole. Hey, listen. Yep. With the pitcher down
Going to be down there where he's probably going to have to just lay up.
What did you say? 3-shot hole. All right, Alfonso Ribeiro.
Gary, I've been telling Alfonso his attack is a little too steep with the club head down at the ball. I'd love to see him move away from it just a little, shallow things out.
All right, Mark, we heard Justin after his tee shot say 3-shot hole. That's one of the nice things about his game. He doesn't try to overpower things, does he?
Yeah, he's a very good planner of golf shots. Plays a pretty conservative game, plays to his strengths, and that's why he scored so well this week.
Yeah, because sometimes ego gets in the way, right? All these fans, and you're like, I can get home in 2.
Well, he only had 204 yards there. Now, he would have had to hit a big slice around some trees and bring the water in play, but how about the galleries? How about the people?
I mean, it is fantastic. The scene following Timberlake, Alfonso Ribeiro, and Jerry Rice, pretty awesome. We'll see some more dancing, I'm sure, at 18.
So that'll be a birdie for him. We go to 18.
Third shot for Justin Timberlake at 18.
Yeah, if there's one thing I would caution Justin on, you see how he's lined up to the right? A lot of times that's kind of his tendency. I think he gets aimed a little farther right than he needs to be. And I think that causes some issues sometimes in his swing.
They announced Justin Timberlake. They announced that he was the president of the Jerry Rice fan club, which won a lot of support with the fans here.
Imagine.
So look at the crowds here at the American Century Championship that have been following this group: Justin Timberlake, Alfonso Ribeiro, and Jerry Rice. Pretty awesome stuff. You cannot get a better backdrop than Lake Tahoe, and what a great treat it's been to have Justin Timberlake here for the first time.
Yeah, he has created a new energy here in this event, Bob. No question about that. You can feel it from the fans. You can feel it from the other players. The other competitors are just so glad to see him here this week. I've talked to numerous guys on the range saying, you know, how about Justin Timberlake being here? And how about the crowds? And, you know, they're all entertainers, whether they're sports people or whether they are from the entertainment industry, and they like performing in front of people. And the more people they perform in front of, they like that.
And he cuts through a complete cross-section of society. You know, all the great athletes, as great athletes as they are, there's a lot of people that just aren't sports fans or not fans of the team, but the music is international. It's worldwide. As Jimmy Roberts said, he truly is a rock star.
I'll tell you another thing about this crowd, Gary and Bob, is as big as it is, it has been quite civil. I would say for a crowd this size on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Lake Tahoe, it's been very well behaved.
Hey, you guys have all been coming here for years. I'm looking at these pictures and wondering, have you ever seen, literally, a bigger crowd?
I haven't, Jimmy, no, and I've been coming here, I think, probably pretty much the last 16 or 17 years.
Mark?
No, I don't remember, Jimmy. There were days with Michael Jordan when the crowd was maybe as big on the one hole, but overall, this is the best I've seen.
Be interesting to see when the attendance figures come out. The highest recorded, at least over the last decade, was 2012 when they had just over 40,400. But it has been huge, and what we saw on Friday was really telling how many people were out here to see Justin Timberlake in the entire field. Justin Timberlake for his birdie at 18.
Gary, I hope all the middle and higher handicappers out there have been watching the last couple hours of Justin, because he really plays to his strengths the way the average golfer should play.
The most impressive thing to me, Mark, has been his willingness to not try to do anything that he knows he can't do. I mean, you say play to your strengths. Well, you have to understand what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. Too many times the average player, to me, tries to hit shots that they really have no business trying, and that's when their score ends up being higher than what it possibly could be.
Yet. You and I spoke with Justin when he was on the range this morning, talking about that scene at 17 yesterday, and today it was even more raucous.
Yeah, it really was. And he told us, hey, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Just great to be a part of.
Good par by Justin Timberlake. He got 24 points. 9 today. So he, Jerry Rice, Alfonso Ribeiro are done. And Justin Timberlake's going to join us in our tower here at 18 once he signs his scorecard. We got one hole back to 17. Eric Gagne. It's usually all in good fun. Everybody's trying to have a good time. And Justin Timberlake has made it a good time here at the American Century Championship. Your first appearance, is it everything that you thought it would be?
And more. We are having a blast.
What made you decide to finally participate? I know that, you're touring, concert, work, that's your job. But what made you decide to finally take part in it?
I'm unemployed. My great friend, John Miller from NBC, we've talked for, it might be 10 years now about me trying to get up here and be a part of the tournament. And, finally it worked out.
What about your golf game? You pleased with how you've played? You think you can play better?
Yesterday was okay. Today was a rough day for me.
I will say, though, I've been very impressed with some of your short game shots around the green.
Thanks.
Good technique, wonderful touch.
I had an opportunity to chip a lot today, so one of them has to be good, right?
Who schooled you in course management? Because a lot of times ego takes over, and guys say, I can get home in 2 on a par 5, or I'm going to hit this cut shot out of the rough with a 3-iron from 204. You don't play that way. Where did you learn the patience and sort of plotting your way around the golf course?
I don't know. I mean, I just think, if I'm swinging well, I can hit the ball pretty far. But, when you're not, you have to dance with the girl that you brought to the prom.
We saw some good dancing. We saw some very good dancing on that 17th tee.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of fun with Alfonso.
Listen, Alfonso's a great friend of mine. We play together a lot at our course in L.A. And that was a Carlton that turned into, I don't know what, Jerry, I don't know what that was. That was like a fraternity stomp thing he was doing or something. It was good, though. I liked it.
Now, how about the fact that you're draining the 3? You're doing it all out there.
The
right?
hoop shot?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you saw that?
Yeah, we saw that. Right here, look. You're dancing.
Well, that was my first sport.
Did you call glass, though?
I called glass.
Okay.
After I threw it up.
So what are you looking forward to tomorrow as far as getting out there and doing this all over again?
Well, today was interesting. I don't know if you guys talked about it, but today was very interesting because, before, the early rounds they probably had it rougher than we did because the weather was a little spotty.
Right.
And so it was hard to warm up. It was really cold. No one told me Lake Tahoe could be this cold.
Oh, it can be.
So I think our group at least got off to a pretty slow start, and so hopefully we can get off to a better start tomorrow.
And now that you have the year under your belt, you feel like next year you can score better once you've kind of gotten the idea of all this.
What's funny is Alfonso told me, he goes, your first year, just go have fun. I said, hey man, Justin Good Time Timberlake, that's my name. So.
Well, you're bringing a good time. We appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you. Yeah,
thank you very much for being here. It's been
pleasure's
great.
mine. Pleasure's mine.
Brought a lot of energy as Justin Timberlake in his first appearance at the American Century Championship.